Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time of stopping by, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and also share my videos. And to my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. So today we are going to learn how to make this Baguette bag. I'm going to put you through on the cutting and the sewing of this bag. So if this is what you have been looking for or what you would like to do, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Without taking our time, let's get started. First, we are starting with the drafting of this bag. So you get your pattern paper and mark your 10.5 inches as the width of the bag. We are using 10.5 inches. So after that, we mark 8 inches as the height of the bag. 8 inches. So now after marking it on your paper, you get your ruler and connect it together. Connect it as a straight line. Now, we are going to cut out this part. Cut it out so that we'll be working with only the pattern paper. So this from this point, we are going to take 0.5 inches, that is half inch, 0.5 inches on the both side of the width. 0.5 inches. Down here, we are taking 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches on both sides of the down part. So now I'm going to connect the 0.5 inches to the 2 inches with as a slant line. You can see the way the line is slanted there. While at the down part that I mark 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, you connect it as a curve. Now I'm going to cut it out. After that, I will flip it over and use it to shape this side. See what I'm doing? Just arrange it very well and shape. So I'm done shaping it. This is what I got. Now I want to get the middle of this paper. So from that middle, I'm going to come down with 2 inches. So while by the side here, I'm going to take 1 inch. Here also, I'm going to take 1 inch. So now I'm going to create a curved line from that middle that I marked 2 inches to the 1 inch. You can see what I'm doing. You can use I'm using my free hand. So you can just use whatever that can give you a good curve shape there to shape it. So now that I've shaped one side, I'm going to cut it out. When I get to the middle, I'll flip it over, arrange it very well, and use it to shape this side. So after shaping it, I'll cut it out. So this is our pattern now. So I'm going to use this pattern to cut the main body and the lining. And also now we are going to decide our gusset. To decide their gusset, you measure round their pattern. Measure it round the way I'm doing now. So you can see what I get here. I got 24.75 inches. So I'm going to cut it out. So this is my pattern for the gusset. What I have here is 3.5 by 25 inches instead of the 24.75, and I cut half of it on pattern. So now I'm going to shape this pattern now. So what I did is that by the side here, I took 0.75 inches. I mark it here also. While by this side, I took 5 inches. You can see it, 5 inches. So now I got my ruler, place it on the 5 inches and the 0.75 point, and connected it as a slant line. You see it? I did it here also. So now I'm going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, this is what I have. So I'm going to use this now to cut out my gusset and also lining for it. So I've cut out my gusset. You can see I told you it's half I cut on paper. So I've cut out the gusset and lining for it, and the body and lining for the body also. Now we are going to start our sewing. So the first thing I did is to stitch my gusset and the lining together. So this particular work, I'm going to pad it with foam, but it's going to be the smallest size. The light is very light. You can see it's very light foam, so that I use to pad it. So after putting my foam inside, I stitch it close. So this is what I have now for my gusset. I'm going to keep it aside. Now we are going to work on the body. So I'm going to stitch my zip to the body. I'm using size 6 zip here. The zip cloth I'm using is size 6 zip. You can use any one of your choice. So after sewing it, I'm going to get my lining. I did not sew it at once. I did not sew it together at once. But if you can sew together, you sew it at once. So after sewing my lining, I'm going to notch it. Don't cut on your thread, just give it a notch all round. Then I flip over my lining, arrange it very well, and top stitch it. You can see the way it is. We cannot leave it like that, so you have to top stitch it. So after top stitching it, I'm going to stitch it round. So I'm applying oil. The leather is doing one kind. Now I've inserted my foam that I'm using to pad it. So if you're using a thick leather, you don't need to pad it. But the leather I'm using is very light. That's why I padded it. So after sewing it, this is what I have. I'm going to pipe it with my piping cord. I've already taped my piping cord with the matching leather. The same color, the same leather. I use the same leather to tape my piping cord. So now I'm sewing my piping cord on it. So this is what I have now. I'm going to do same to the second one. I'm going to place the leather facing the zip cloth. Then I will stitch it. So after stitching it, I'm going to separate the zip. I'll keep this aside and continue working on this. So like I did in the other one, I'll now put my lining and sew. After sewing, this is what I have. This is the time to sew the gusset and the main body together. So I'm trying to notch the midpoint of my gusset and also notch the midpoint of your main body. I've done mine. So you are going to put it midpoint to midpoint and start sewing. I like sewing from the midpoint because sometimes the leather will, you can see is excess now. So I'm going to sew it round, starting from the midpoint. Always start your sewing from the midpoint when you are doing this type of work. So after sewing one side, I'm going to sew the other side also. You see what I have? So I'm going to arrange this side and also sew it. So guys, I'm done sewing this side. I'm done sewing this side. I'm trying to cut off the thread. So this is it. I'm going to put the second side midpoint to midpoint. I will arrange it and also sew it round. So this is our bag now. This is what we have. Now I'm going to sew the handle. I want to give you the length of my handle. The length of this handle is 25.5 inches and is what I have after sewing it. What I actually cut out is 3 inches by 25.5 inches. So now I'm going to centralize this handle on the gusset. Centralize it on the gusset and sew. You can see the way I placed it on my gusset. You centralize it on the gusset and sew it on the two sides. So after sewing it, this is what I have. So now we are going to turn it to the right side. So after turning it to the right side, you fix your zip head. So now we are going to turn it back again. You hold that your zip head, hold it down so that it will not loose. Turn it to the right, to the wrong side. So I'm trying to push out the remaining zip closed. You can see I have pushed it out to the wrong side. Now we are going to arrange it on that gusset. Arrange it, make sure that it's centralized, and stitch it this way. I will turn it to this side, arrange it, bring the zip teeth together at the midpoint there, bring it together and sew. That's what I'm going to do now. You see, I want you to see it very well. Just look at the way the zip teeth is there. Can you see it? Then you will sew. So guys, you can see I'm done sewing it. You can see it. Now I'm going to cut off the excess there. I'll also cut off the excess at this place. So now, after cutting the excess, the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to tape it with our bias tape, or you tape it with whatever you will use to tape it. Use it to cover the rough stitches, that's the excess stitches there. You can see I'm done doing that. I'm done taping it. So now I'm trying to turn it to the right side. Put your hand at that point and push it inside very well. Arrange it very well at that point. It's very important to push that particular point out and arrange it very well. So now I'm trying to turn it to the right side. Guys, we are almost done with this, but in fact we are done with this bag. So if you have watched to this extent, thank you for watching to this extent. Don't forget to like my videos, share my videos, and always come back for new tutorials. And if you are stopping by for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook. So guys, this is it now. This is our bag. After turning it to the right side, this is what we have now. This is the outcome of our bag. You can see how beautiful it is. You can sew it and sell. It's very simple and very easy to make. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. May God Almighty bless you all. I really appreciate you guys. So guys, happy sewing. I would like to see samples of your own when you are done making your own. This is our bag. You can see how it is. Thank you. Bye bye.